Okay, we are on to lesson 4.2, writing an equation given the slope and a point. So we're going to start off with some steps of how we are going to do that. Remember, whenever I ask you to write the equation in slope-intercept form, you always need two things. You need the slope and you need the y-intercept. In this case, it says write an equation of the line that passes through this point and has a slope of 3. Well, we have one thing. We have the slope, but we do not have the y-intercept. So we need to do something to find the y-intercept. And here's how this is going to work. We're going to use that point to help us find that b. So step 1, fill in given info. So the slope and the point. Okay, so this is an x, y point. It's a coordinate. So we know that it should satisfy our linear equation. So we have y, which is 5, equals m, which we said is 3, times x, which is 2, plus b, which we do not know what. So again, we need to solve for b. So step 2 is solve for b, because what are the two things that you need to write an equation in slope-intercept form? You need the slope and the intercept. In this case, we were given the slope, and we're using the information that we have to find the intercept. So we have 5 is equal to 6 plus b. And in order to solve for b, I subtract 6, and I get that b is equal to -1. Step 3 is to rewrite the equation with your slope and your y-intercept. Now that we have our slope and our y-intercept, we can write our equation. Y is equal to our slope, which they gave us is 3x plus b. Or y is equal to 3x minus 1. Example 2. Write an equation given 2 points. Well, again, what are the two things we need to write an equation of a line? We need a slope and we need an intercept. We're given 2 points, so we're actually not given the slope or the intercept. But hopefully you realize that by given 2 points, we know how to find the slope. Okay? We just apply the slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 21 minus 9 over 22 minus 3. 21 minus 9 is 12, and 22 minus 3 is 19. So we have 12 over 19 as our slope. Step 2 is to find b. We're going to find b the same way that we did in example 1, because now we have the slope and we have one of these points to work with. Now these points, it does not matter which one that you use. Okay, you're probably going to want to pick the simpler one. I'm going to pick 3, 9. So y equals mx plus b. I want to find out what b is, right? Because I need the slope and I need the intercept. And I already found the slope. Now I need to find the intercept. Y, let's go with the first point. 9 is equal to m, 3 times my slope, which is 12 over 19 plus b. So we need to simplify 3 times 12 divided by 19. 3 times 12 is 36 divided by 19. So we have 9 is equal to 36 over 19 plus b. So now, in order to solve for b, we need to subtract 36 over 19. So 9 minus 36 over 19 equals b. In order to subtract something with a fraction, we need a common denominator. The common denominator here is going to be 19. So times 19 over 19 to 9. 9 times 19 is 171. So we're left with 171 over 19 minus 36 over 19. It will not always be this difficult to find out what the b is. This is one of the more complicated examples. And we get b is equal to 135 over 19. So rewrite your equation. Y is equal to our slope, which is 12 over 19x plus our b, which is 135 over 19. Again, generally I will not have you guys be doing fractions, but just know that you're following the same process as above, except for you're finding your slope first because they do not give it to you outright. Let's do one more example of each, looking at example 1. Write an equation of the line that passes through the given point and has a slope. What are the two things that we need to write an equation of a line? The slope and the y-intercept. So, in order to write the equation of a line, we need those two things. We're given the slope, but we are not given the y-intercept. However, we are given a point, so we can use what we have to find the b. So, let's fill in. We have our x and we have our y. So we have y, which is 2, equals m, which is 4, times x, which is 7, plus b. Now we have enough information to solve for b. 2 is equal to 28 plus b, subtract 28, and you get that b is equal to negative 26. Now I have enough information to write my equation. I have my slope and I have my y-intercept. My slope that they gave me was 4, and my y-intercept, what we found, was negative 26. Moving on to example 3. Write an equation of the line that passes through the two given points. We're going to go ahead and do example 3 for this one. Okay. Actually, we're going to hold off on this example and we are going to go through it in class.